It's time for the Tennessee Highway Safety Office High School Football Game of the Week. The Tennessee Highway Safety Office reminds you that fans don't let fans drive drunk. The Game of the Week is also brought to you in part by Delta Dental of Tennessee and Main Street Media. Now, let's go to the field and join our play-by-play hosts live from the game.
When the arena lights dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person that will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's the person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to get you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
What are you doing out there?
Come on!
I saw you at the game the other night. Yeah, you. Up there getting mad, acting like we're all out there making $1 million a game. Well, let me be real with you. This isn't the pros. It's school sports, and it's a game, our game. So please, let us play.
School sports fans, remember, when you cheer for your team, make noise for the right reasons. This message presented by the NFHS and the NIAAA.
And all student athletes in Tennessee.
Deep in a forest at Nashville Zoo, new creatures here for you to view. Phantoms graced in black and white swing high in trees of dappled light. In rocky crags, tall and steep, small antelopes with nimble feet. A wise old man with beard of white, a sentry perched on stony height. Amidst it all, a hunter lies, with coat of gold and steely eyes. A new adventure just for you. Leopard Forest at Nashville Zoo. Open now.
If you want the latest in weather conditions, be sure to tune in to our Busy Bee Plumbing Weather Report each weekday on Mornings on Main Street. Brought to you, of course, by Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating and Air Conditioning. We will keep you updated on the latest conditions outside, like severe weather, heat, snow, rain, and even hail.
Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into another broadcast as we enter week 10 of the high school football season. It's your high school football game of the week here on Main Street Preps Radio. And we are on the lovely campus of Jo Byrns High School as they are set to take on the Whitwell Tigers. Tigers and Red Devils here tonight. Should be a fun one, folks. Wade Neely saying good evening alongside our producer making the magic happen. Back at Main Street headquarters, the one and only Mark Rogers. Casey Patrick still on the mend, sending safe and speedy thoughts and prayers and recovery wishes to you, my good friend, as we enter week 10 of the high school football season. This is a non-region matchup, but bear with me, folks. And yes, you may be wondering, Whitwell all the way from Chattanooga area over there on the southeastern corner of the state of Tennessee. You may be wondering what this game could potentially have in store. Well, it could have in store quite a bit, folks, because Jo Byrns, sitting here with a 5-3 record, 2-0 in Region 4A, is taking on the Whitwell Tigers, 2-6, 2-1 in Region 3A. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where the kicker comes into play. These are teams that have met on a number of different occasions, including 2 different times last season, once in the regular season earlier in the year, and then in a first-round playoff victory for Whitwell. Whitwell actually enters this game despite a 2-6 record, but they own 4 straight victories over Jo Byrns in the series. It's going to be a fun night of high school football. Head coach Owen Kilgore for the Tigers, head coach Justin Robinson for the Jo Byrns Red Devils. And again, do not be surprised. This will be our only trip up to Jo Byrns with just 1 week left in the regular season. But don't be surprised, folks, if these teams perhaps meet yet again in the playoffs, whether that's round 1 or potentially even round 2. But Whitwell and Jo Byrns, it's a non-region game that has a region/playoff-like feel. And certainly the weather feels like playoff weather. It is going to be a great night for high school football, folks. We're delighted that you guys are with us. We're with you each and every single Thursday, although we did have a Friday game last week. But we're back on schedule and looking forward to a fun one here this evening, folks. Once again, it's Whitwell at Jo Byrns. Wade Neely sitting in the saddle, and I am back with you guys after this 1 minute timeout here on Main Street Preps Radio. We are brought to you all season long by our friends at the Tennessee Highway Safety Office and Delta Dental. Back after this.
When the arena lights dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person that will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's the person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to get you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
Welcome back, folks. Coverage rolling right along here on Main Street Preps Radio. It's going to be a fun one tonight on the campus of Jo Byrns. The Red Devils playing host to the Whitwell Tigers. We are in the northern stretches of our Main Street Preps coverage area, but delighted to be with you guys here tonight. And I mentioned Jo Byrns coming in. 5-3 record, 2-0 in Region 4A. They got a massive showdown next week over at Clay County. But it's been a fun and successful season thus far as Jo Byrns comes into this game again with a 5-3 record, but 2-0 in region play. And really, the crux of the Red Devil offense, Kavion Broxton, remember that name, folks. We'll be calling it a lot tonight, hopefully, if you're a fan of the Red Devils. 8 games this season, 123 carries, just over 1,000 yards, 13 touchdowns. He has got speed to burn as well, a couple rushes over 40 yards. And again, 13 TDs on the year to kind of pace a Red Devil offense that likes to put the ball on the ground in terms of rushing, just under 2,000 yards as a team. Don't be surprised, though, if we call some backup carries for Clay Woody, maybe on a little bit of a hop there out of the backfield. 39 totes, 441 yards on the season. Still looking for his first touchdown. But things also will flow through John Michael Wicks, who has got 12 carries, few in carries, but 208 yards and 4 touchdowns. So he is elusive as well. So Broxton, a senior, Woody, a senior, Wicks, the sophomore. Those are your 3 top rushing options. But Wicks really plies his trade as a star wideout. 22 catches, 503 yards, 8 touchdowns. He is elusive. He is dangerous. He is crafty, and he is primed to lead this Red Devil offense. Throwing him the football, whether it's Woody, who's your senior starting quarterback, Clay Woody, but also don't be surprised if you see at some point Luke Miller, as Miller has appeared in a couple of games this season. Between the two of them, they've thrown for nearly every one of the 896 yards that Jo Byrns has put up through the air. So, again, about 2,000 yards on the ground, about 900, we'll call it, on pass attempts. Looking to run the ball a little bit more and looking to take advantage of Whitwell, who's kind of a little bit of an enigma because I swear I had the pleasure of talking with some of the coaching staff. Coach Adkins here, former, long-time successful head football coach here. Coach Adkins, in the pregame, we were kind of going over that and talking about just Whitwell. You know, teams sustained success for quite a while, but Whitwell feels like one of those programs that even if they have a down year, they're going to bounce back. They're a team that's been in the playoffs 21 different times. They won it all, obviously, at the Class A level in 2018. But even in their down seasons over there in Marion County, they still find a way to produce some magic. And I mentioned that they are 2-6 overall, but they're 2-1 in Region 3A. So sleep on the Tigers at your own peril there. As Jo Byrns set to play host to the Whitwell Tigers. It's going to be a fun night of high school football, folks, and we're delighted that you guys are with us. We'll take our final timeout in our pregame show, and when we come back, we will be ready for kick between the Tigers and Red Devils here on Main Street Prep's Radio Game of the Week coverage, presented all season long by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office and Delta Dental.
When the arena lights dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person that will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's the person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to get you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
What are you doing out there?
Come on!
I saw you at the game the other night. Yeah, you. Up there getting mad, acting like we're all out there making $1 million a game. Well, let me be real with you. This isn't the pros. It's school sports, and it's a game, our game. So please, let us play.
School sports fans, remember, when you cheer for your team, make noise for the right reasons. This message presented by the NFHS and the NIAAA.
And all student athletes in Tennessee.
Deep in a forest at Nashville Zoo, new creatures here for you to view. Phantoms graced in black and white swing high in trees of dappled light. In rocky crags, tall and steep, small antelopes with nimble feet. A wise old man with beard of white, a sentry perched on stony height. Amidst it all, a hunter lies, with coat of gold and steely eyes. A new adventure just for you. Leopard Forest at Nashville Zoo. Open now.
If you want the latest in weather conditions, be sure to tune in to our Busy Bee Plumbing weather report each weekday on Mornings on Main Street. Brought to you, of course, by Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating and Air Conditioning. We will keep you updated on the latest conditions outside, like severe weather, heat, snow, rain, and even hail.
Welcome back, folks. Moments away from our opening kick here tonight on the campus of Jo Byrns High School. It is that first real Friday where it feels like football weather. Break out the hoodies, break out the jackets, definitely break out the blankets, and break out the Red Devils. Here they come, taking the field on senior night. Getting ready for a good one here on Main Street Preps Radio. So delighted that you guys are with us. Wade Neely saying hello. Our producer tonight, Mark Rogers. Casey Patrick on the mend. Hope to have him back just as soon as we can. But it is a gorgeous night for our penultimate Thursday night game of the high school football season. Jo Byrns is going to come out. Black tops, black bottoms, red helmets, red socks. Whitwell is going to come out. White tops, red bottoms, red helmets, white socks. I think I got all that right. And I gave you guys the rundown on the offense for the Red Devils here. Brody Harvey is the name that we're going to call a lot, I think, for Whitwell. 6'1", 200-pound sophomore. He's your star running back, close to 400 yards on the ground, but 7 touchdowns. Couple of Beesons back at quarterback. Well, we're probably going to call one very often tonight. That's senior Talon Beeson. Talon number 9, but also got Colin Beeson back there as the backup. A senior and a sophomore. And ladies and gentlemen, right at 7 on the nose, Toe has met leather. We are underway. This ball will be fielded at the half-yard line. Nice scamper out across the 20, making a cut upfield at the 25, and finally wrestled down at around the 32-yard line, where the Red Devils will take over. Good return there for Clay Woody. We mentioned his name in our pregame. 6'1", senior. Does a little bit of everything for the Red Devils here. And ladies and gentlemen, we are underway. Again, ball resting at the 32 after a nice return. Jo Byrns will come out, shotgun formation, twin backs to either side, and they'll hand on a sweep to the right. A nice hold emerging, and a quick first down. Needed 10, got about 11 for John Michael Wicks.
With a carry brought down by Gabe Ross. That will be enough for a Jo Byrns first down.
And I had to let the PA run that one out right there because that was a good-looking tote out to the 43. Still on that right hash. Jo Byrns moving left to right here in this opening quarter. Same formation. Shotgun with a back on either hip. And this time they'll play fake, a little run-pass option in a sense. They dump it out to Woody. Miller finds Woody.
Maybe 4. It'll bring up 2nd and 6.
And about a 4-yard pickup. For those that have been with me all season, I like to call those long handoffs, as just kind of turn and immediately throw it downfield. As Luke Miller sets up 2nd and 6 here. Approaching midfield, 11 minutes, 12 seconds remaining. This is a off-tackle run to the left. First contact, not enough. Yes, it is. Hanging on to the shoestrings there and bringing down the ball carrier. That was number 7, Adam McDougal.
Maybe 3.
Out of 3.5-yard pickup there. If McDougal did not make that kind of extra effort to hang on, I think we'd still be talking about a nice run here for Jo Byrns, who now for the first time tonight has moved. The ball's on the left side hash. He's going heavy. Off to the right. This 3rd down. This is a conventional pass. Drop back, fired. Woody hauls it in. Out across the 50, out to the 45. Doyle will get the tackle there. Out officially marked at the 45. About a 9-yard pickup. Opening drive of the ball game. 10-10 to go. Impressive start thus far for Jo Byrns offensively. They put it on the ground, turning, handing off. Javion Broxton, beg pardon. All 6 foot of them. Going between the guard and the tackle there on that left side. Power carry for about 4 yards.
It'll bring up 2nd and 7 for the Red Devils.
Rockland Gilliam. 2 Gilliams on the squad. You got 54 Jagger, 55 Rockland. A couple of sets of brothers on this Whitwell team. They give him 3 yards. Make it 2nd and 7 at the 42. Pump faking. Pressure comes. Whitwell getting to the quarterback and bringing down Miller, who is close to the line of scrimmage, but it will be about a half-yard on a loss there. Good sack. First real pressure up front of the night for Whitwell, who's only got a 3-man front for most of its attempts here. Whitwell looking pretty good on that 2nd down play. Can Jo Byrns convert a second straight 3rd down will be the question here. 8:50 to go. We're in the opening quarter. Ball's at the 42. Still on that right side hash, which is close to the Jo Byrns sidelines. The Red Devils are favoring this side of the field at least early. 3rd and 7. Big play upcoming on this opening drive. Play fake. Shovel pass to the inside. Beautifully executed and fighting for yards. And right at the sticks, I believe, for the first down. They fake the buck sweep to the right. Little counter shovel pass. McDougal making the stop about a half yard shy beyond the sticks, they say now, and that is a first down. That is a massive pickup there on the third down. Out to the 35. Ball now between the two hashes. 8:05 to go. We're in the opening quarter. Hard count. Whitwell jumping into the neutral zone.
The call will be offsides against the Tigers. It'll make it 1st and 5 for the Red Devils.
Shorter down in distance here at the 1st and 5. On a gorgeous Friday night. We mentioned Whitwell's won 4 straight in this little mini rivalry that's developed in the last 5 or 6 years. Be nice to see the Red Devils get this home win here toward the end of the season. Give on a little trap over to the left. First effort not there. Second effort off into that next level. Brought down on the tackle by Braden Bull. But that was Kavion Broxton. Only needed 5 yards. You can hear the emphatic call for the first there. He got it out to the 22. And we got an official's timeout. Look like Jo Byrns going to say, no, it's Whitwell going to take a timeout. We're going to take a break as well. Back in 60 seconds. Good opening drive underway here for Jo Byrns. 0-0 your score on the Main Street Preps Game of the Week.
Deep in a forest at Nashville Zoo, new creatures here for you to view. Phantoms graced in black and white swing high in trees of dappled light. In rocky crags, tall and steep, small antelopes with nimble feet. A wise old man with beard of white, a sentry perched on stony height. Amidst it all, a hunter lies, with coat of gold and steely eyes. A new adventure just for you. Leopard Forest at Nashville Zoo. Open now.
If you want the latest in weather conditions, be sure to tune in to our Busy Bee Plumbing weather report each weekday on Mornings on Main Street. Brought to you, of course, by Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating and Air Conditioning. We will keep you updated on the latest conditions outside, like severe weather, heat, snow, rain, and even hail.
The 22, Whitwell took a timeout. Jo Byrns loading, wide open in the end zone. Hauled in, John Michael Wicks. How do you like that, Red Devils fans? A great 68-yard drive, ending with a 22-yard pass. Beautiful play call out of the timeout. Blocked well. The route was perfect. Wide open in the end zone. And Wicks hauls it in for the touchdown. That's his 9th TD on the season. 22 yards on that strike. Extra points on the way. Extra point is good. Great start here for the Red Devils. They lead this contest 7-0. 7:16 remaining in the opening quarter. Back after this, Main Street Preps Radio Game of the Week coverage from Jo Byrns High School.
When the arena lights dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person that will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's the person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to get you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
As we welcome you back in, ladies and gentlemen, great opening drive for Jo Byrns. 7:16 to go in the opening quarter.
The Tigers will start with the ball at their own 20, and it'll be 1st and 10.
And amidst our pregame coverage, we failed to mention, and we were going to get to it, so don't worry, folks, but 6'1", senior kicker, Jake Walker. You might have heard, we've referenced him at least 3 different occasions on our broadcasts on Thursday nights this season. Had that nearly 60-yarder against East Robertson back at the beginning of the year. And that extra point was a missile a moment ago. His kickoff went into the end zone. Whitwell lines up 1st and 10 from their own 20. It might be longer than that. Looked like we had a snap infraction there. Be a little closer. I stand corrected. 1st and 5 from the 25. But Walker's got the leg. There is no doubt about it. And that big field goal earlier this season, I was told in a pregame there was a little bit of a breeze in his face, too. That could have been good from 60 plus, even with the breeze. Carry up the middle for Whitwell. 2 or 3 different Jo Byrns defenders in on the stop there. Great opening drive for the Red Devils here. They took it at their own 32, marched right down the field. 22-yard touchdown pass to John Michael Wicks. Puts them up 7-0. Whitwell is going to run kind of a wing T formation here. Be curious to see if we gave you a lot of passing numbers earlier. Don't know if that is a new wrinkle. Right now they look pretty good on the ground. Chase Bradley in on the stop. Out to the 40. Whitwell's going to drive right to left here in this first quarter. Give up the middle here. 1, 2, 3, 4 different Jo Byrns players in on the stop. Junior Cathy was one of them. He was last on the scene, though, but Adam Langford was really kind of your predominant run stopper there. 5-yard pickup, puts it out to the 45-yard line. Second and 5 from the 45. Again, Whitwell's wearing white tops with red bottoms. These are pretty similar color schemes. Thank goodness that Jo Byrns has got black tops and bottoms. Makes it a little easier to discern. And another offside.
That 5-yard mark-off will give the Tigers a 1st and 10 from the 50.
And that 2nd and 5 going to yield a first down. It's going to put the ball at the 50, right between the 2 hashes here. 5:10 to go. We're in this opening quarter. 7-0 is your score. And Whitwell's just pounding the rock right up the middle here. Good carry. Brody Harvey. Talked about him in our pregame. Out across midfield, out to the 44. 6-yard pickup. Jo Byrns very balanced offensively on its opening drive. We've yet to see the Tigers put the ball in the air. And this is a quarterback sneak. Not really a tush push so much as it is a just designed old school QB sneak. And when you need 4, you pick up 5. And a first down. Whitwell's moving the ball well here. Talk about a long road trip for a non-region game. We mentioned these teams could see each other again in the postseason. Happened last year. But coming down there from Marion County, there's some good football played down in that neck of the woods. Marion County. Believe it or not, I got some friends down in Sequatchie County over there. Kind of the enemy, if you will, of some of them squads. Looks like about 5 yards again on the down the middle. And Whitwell on the season had thrown for 1,000, 1,100 as a matter of fact, and ran for 760. But they look like a smash mouth, old school wing tee, bread and butter offense thus far. 7-0 your score. Jo Byrns leading after a 22-yard touchdown. Good-looking throw, I should say, from Luke Miller, hooking up with John Michael Wicks in the end zone. But Whitwell trying to answer. Here's a give right up the middle. Nice little dive, full head of steam. A couple of Red Devils able to make the stop, but not before first down yardage picked up. Broxton is going to be the one to make the stop there. Kavion brings him down at his own 28 here. Whitwell began at their own 20. We've seen a couple of offside penalties against the Red Devils on this drive. 2:34 to go. We're in the opening quarter. Tigers have it split right between the two hashes here. Go for a hard count here. They actually got McDougal under center. Two H-backs and a deep tailback who receives it here. They're just mashing up yards with Harvey.
Gain of 3 on the play will make it 2nd and 7.
A lot of just simple dives here. Haven't really even seen the true bag of tricks that you kind of assume you're going to see with the wing tee. Not a ton of misdirection thus far. Just some dives, a couple quarterback sneaks, and we got 1:30 to go in this pretty quick first quarter. A couple penalties, but other than that, team's been playing pretty rapid football. Give up the middle, and right on cue, that Reed is not there, and it's going to lead to McDougal calling a little bit of an audible, and McDougal bounces it to the outside.
McDougal on the carry, brought down by Clay Woody.
Clay Woody will make the stop, but again, it's not before. Oh, they spot him just shy. And as I say that, the officials rethink their spot there. And gives them a fresh set of downs. Under a minute now. 7-0 your score. Jo Byrns, great opening drive. Chewed up nearly 5 minutes of clock. 4:44 on that opening drive for them. Whitwell took over with about 7:05 to play. 7:10, I should say. This might be close to the final snap of the quarter. 2nd and 8 after a little tote there. It's going to be marked at the 16. Ball's on that far side hash. That's the hash closer to Adams, if I'm remember my geography correctly here. Under center, McDougal sends a man in motion toward his left, and kind of an option there if he wants it. Now he's going to cut upfield, kind of a QB counter, and he's still on his feet. And McDougal rumbles into the end zone. That's his 5th rushing touchdown of the year. But let's check everything because there are a couple of hankies in the vicinity. For Jo Byrns, you're hoping to hold. If you're Whitwell, you're hoping maybe a late face mask. It's a big penalty flag situation here with 4.1 to go in the quarter. McDougal on a 16-yard touchdown for now. And yeah, aiding the runner. Don't usually see that one called. But they're going to get the first, or the official signaled a first down at least. Don't know if it's going to stand. And after a nice, tidy, efficient first quarter,
it looks like it will be first and goal from about the 8-yard line.
we got a little confusion. Now they finally mark it off. It'll be first and goal from the 8. Aiding the runner. Haven't seen that one yet this year, but there was a massive humanity down there. Here's a give up the middle. Not much aiding. As a matter of fact, it's going backwards. Good surge up front from Jo Byrns to end this first quarter. And here come the Red Devils there. Trotting off toward the sideline with some conviction here. This has been an entertaining ball game thus far. 7-0 is your score. Second and goal when we begin quarter number 2. Right after this, here you're listening to Main Street Prep's Game of the Week coverage between Whitwell and Jo Byrns. We're back in 1 minute.
When the arena lights dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person that will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's the person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to get you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
Opening play, second quarter. Whitwell has already scored once and had it called back due to penalty. They score again to begin the second quarter. And there's holding. So 2 different touchdowns have points off the scoreboard here. Jo Byrns leads. I'm going to whisper this, but it was a very quick first quarter. 9 plays, 68 yards, 4 minutes, 44 seconds on that opening drive for Jo Byrns. Whitwell's had the ball ever since. We got 11:52 in quarter number 2, 2nd and 15. Here's McDougal going down. Hog-tied and lassoed in the backfield. Jaron Bell's on the stop. Jaron Bell is 6'2", showing off his athleticism, stopping McDougal. And the lead still intact for Jo Byrns at 7-0. Again, Whitwell has scored twice. They found the end zone on 2 different occasions, and both times were called back due to penalty. Now it's setting up a early play of the game. 3rd and 14, 3rd and goal from the 14. For the first time tonight, they jump into the shotgun, and they also change quarterbacks. Whitwell's going to throw. Backside fade. That is caught at the 1 and into the end zone. Touchdown. There are no flags this go around. Xander Morgan hauling it in. Talon Beeson, who we talked about in the pregame, he's completed 61 of 106 passes, nearly 900 yards, 5 touchdowns, did throw 7 interceptions. He did not feature at quarterback. It was McDougal leading him all the way down there, but on 3rd down, he converts. And a kicker wearing number 70. Don't have an official name attached to that on the Whitwell roster, so we apologize. But the kick is off and to the left. You know, we'll talk more about Jake Walker, but a game that's at least through the first quarter in 2 minutes been pretty evenly matched. Special teams could be a huge factor in this game. And there is not much bigger weapon in terms of special teams than the leg of Jake Walker. So 7-6 remains the score after that 16-yard touchdown pass. 10:57 to go.
Spencer Lane will come out for the Tigers to kick off. While Clay Woody and John Michael Wicks will go back deep.
John Michael Wicks is back deep. On that first real chilly Friday night here. Blankets are out. It got a good crowd. We had senior night ceremonies for Jo Byrns prior to kickoff. And we got a little bit of an onside attempt here. If that was more of a pooch kick than anything, but it was picked up by Jo Byrns at the 46-yard line, we'll call it, their own 46. Did not really look like that Whitwell was really selling out for the onside kick, so it was kind of a squib almost, but had a good bounce. They really sold out. Who knows what would happen. 1st and 10. Jo Byrns back to work offensively. That pass is caught. Good job on the near side of grabbing that and trying to wiggle upfield for yards was Woody. Going to lose a yard, though. Woody caught it about a yard behind the sticks. And I said, good job, because he knew that he was already going to lose a yard. They tried to at least make a little something out of that. He might have actually only lost half a yard. But 2nd and 11. 10:15 to go. We're in quarter number 2. Jo Byrns leads this game 7-6. Conventional give, but it's out of the gun. And decent effort over there on that right side for Broxton. Got a helmet that popped loose. Someone lost a war bonnet, and there was also a penalty flag. The flag is thrown near the line of scrimmage. We got a sideline warning against Whitwell here. And with 9:55 to go, we got 3rd and 7. Scoreboard reads 3rd and 48. A little aggressive there. Not to say that Jo Byrns couldn't convert. And, yeah, they're going to attempt. They're going to throw deep just beyond Woody, who was trying to split the 2 high defenders. Done a pretty good job. And that play call right there, you would think they were throwing on 3rd and 48, but it was Would have been pay dirt had Woody been able to grab it right there. Right near midfield, though. Red Devils will have to punt. 7-6 your score, 9:34. First defensive stop by either team tonight. Back at the 30 or so, Walker gets a booming kick away. Pretty good coffin corner attempt right there. There is a flag. And Walker's initial reaction was that maybe he didn't deliver his best kick. And normally you would just, re-kick this if you're Whitwell, but with a weapon like Walker, I don't know that I'd give this kid another chance. I mean, you're playing with fire here. A kid with a 57-yarder to his name on the field goal. Walker's probably thinking, good, now I can really put my leg into this one here. 9:26 to go. McDougal, the quarterback, in the wing T package at least, he stands back at his own 25. I'd be real fascinated to see how this plays out. Walker will punt this from around he's standing currently at his 22. The snap is good, no rush. And it's going to pay off for Whitwell as Walker knuckles one. McDougal runs right between the two hashes and catches it at the 35. So about a 15-yard-ish gain in field position there by the re-kick. 9:18 to go till halftime. Folks, one of the reasons we were especially pumped to get on up here, we're close. We mentioned that far side, a little closer to Adams, Tennessee. The authentic story of the Bell Witch, yes. That one's for you, producer Mark. A little trivia there. Famous Bell Witch, famously, that story takes place in Adams. More on that in a moment as we got to give on 1st and 10. Wicks and Woody combined for the stop on Brody Harvey. That festival, it's a lot of fun to attend. Wife and I got to go a couple years ago. The play that they do, this is the real trivia for you, producer Mark Rogers, written by a good friend of mine, Mr. David Alford, native of Adams, longtime colleague of mine, formerly at Martin Methodist down in Pulaski, but he's now a professor up in the Cleveland area over at Baldwin Wallace. Here's a give, and this is the first option of the night, and it's caught. Taking a massive hit and now running free down the far sideline. Whitwell converging. There's an official down as well. Bennett Goforth runs in for a 57-yard touchdown. There was a lot happening right there, folks. Option to the left. Quarterback takes a wicked shot, but perfectly pitches it out. Goforth catches it in stride down that far sideline. An official takes a tumble at around the 5. Goforth goes into the end zone, but as he goes in the end zone, ball did eventually pop loose. A lot of Jo Byrns players were saying they recovered. But the TD will stand, and now Whitwell will line up and go for 2 here. After they missed the conventional PAT on their first drive, they take their first lead. And McDougal, he goes airborne. He lost the football. And no good. 2-point conversion is no good. So at 8:15, Whitwell scored twice, but been unable to get in for the conversion on a 1-point try and a 2-point try. And it'll be Jo Byrns football. We come back in 60 seconds here on Main Street Prep's Game of the Week coverage from Jo Byrns High School.
Deep in a forest at Nashville Zoo, new creatures here for you to view. Phantoms graced in black and white swing high in trees of dappled light. In rocky crags, tall and steep, small antelopes with nimble feet. A wise old man with beard of white, a sentry perched on stony height. Amidst it all, a hunter lies, with coat of gold and steely eyes. A new adventure just for you. Leopard Forest at Nashville Zoo. Open now.
If you want the latest in weather conditions, be sure to tune in to our Busy Bee Plumbing weather report each weekday on Mornings on Main Street. Brought to you, of course, by Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating and Air Conditioning. We will keep you updated on the latest conditions outside, like severe weather, heat, snow, rain, and even hail.
Been a wild first quarter and a half here. Jo Byrns going to receive a kickoff, and John Michael Wicks running all the way across the field toward his right side. He ends up running about 50 yards. Net's about 20, 25. Much needed yardage there for Jo Byrns, who is really saw this game kind of turn on its head. They controlled the opening drive, marching right down the field, putting up 7. Whitwell with a equally impressive opening drive, only can score the touchdown, missed the PAT. So it's 7-6. Jo Byrns stopped offensively on drive number 2, forced a punt. And then Whitwell on an option play, galloping 57 yards for the touchdown. And Red Devils stretch play here. Gonna check the spot. Yeah, he picks up 1. Again, non-region game tonight, but it kind of has a playoff-like feel. We've mentioned it a couple of times. These teams met in the postseason last year. Whitwell winning both matchups, regular season and post. Play fake toward the far sideline. That pass is hauled in. The passing has been crisp tonight. Clay Woody hauling it in. Crowd groans, though, because it does look like a flag is down. But yeah, they might have picked that one up. And so that will stand. That was a big pitch and catch downfield. We mentioned it's near Halloween. We see things sometimes. Bell Witch could be making a small cameo there. Here's a give right up the middle. Good tackle there, open field. Whitwell linebacker Charlie French in on the stop there. 6 foot, 175 pounds. 6:42 to go. We're in this opening quarter. There are a few games being played across the mid-state tonight. We'll give you an update on those at halftime. Second down. That pass is knocked down. Colin Beeson, sophomore. First incompletion of the night by my count for the Red Devils. Sets up 3rd and 9. Remember, Jo Byrns converted 2 3rd and 7s on the opening drive of this game. Can they come up with something on 3rd and 9? The ball is at the 50. 12-7. Whitwell scored 12 unanswered. To wrestle control away from Jo Byrns. Out of the gun. Miller loading up, and I mean really loading up, toward the far sideline. That pass is hauled in. Did he stay in bounds? No. Tough break because that was a gorgeous catch by Wicks. The only question was going to be if he was going to be able to tiptoe on those sidelines. Great effort, but an incomplete pass. And Walker, who's good from 57, 58 yards or so, 10 yards out of his range here, will drop back into a punting position. This is what we talked about when special teams could be a massive factor in this game tonight. Second time tonight, though, that we've seen Walker's had 3 punt attempts. One was had to be reattempted after a penalty. Walker comes over to the sidelines, a little disappointed. And Whitwell will take over. Tigers came into this game 2-6, but 2-1 in region play. Here we got 2 weeks till the playoffs start. Talk about a showdown there at South Pittsburgh next week. Whitwell's on a 2-game losing streak, though. Lost to Midway by 5, lost to Sale Creek in overtime by 6. Here's a give up the middle. Opening play of this drive comes with 6:05 to play in the first half. Put up a 1 yard on the carry. Whitwell started the year 0-4 and then reeled off 54-0 versus Lookout Valley and 49-14 at Copper Basin for their 2 victories. And then they dropped those 2 that I gave you guys a moment ago. 2018 single A champs. They went 15-0 that season. Lengthy playoff pedigree down there in Marion County. Here's a give out of that wing tee. It's been a crazy offensive show for Whitwell. Wing tee for 99% of their play calls tonight. But with 3rd and 16, they dropped in the shotgun and just looked as if they had never missed a beat. But a stop here. First real surge up front tonight for Jo Byrns, and that's going to set up 3rd and 6. Whitwell maybe thinking about a timeout here. They are slow to come out of this huddle. Now they kind of scurry to the line. A little power toward the right. They send a man in motion that direction. We got movement. Someone jumped for Jo Byrns, but it looked like maybe the tailback, Harvey, had inched forward. And it is offside. That's the 3rd offside penalty against the Red Devils tonight. Does not produce a first down, but it makes it a heck of a lot easier. It's 3rd and 1 now. Ball resting at the 40. .434 to go. 3rd and 1. This is a big, big play. Whitwell gets the ball to start the second half. Quarterback sneak. And McDougal's gone. Eludes one man. It's a foot race at the 25. 20-ish. Then they say he stepped out at the 25. Good job by Woody to at least save the touchdown. 3rd time tonight we've seen Whitwell go under center in the wing tee and just kind of bust loose on a quarterback sneak. And selling out up the middle. Once McDougal popped free on that right side. Picked up about 30 extra yards. Down to the 24, they officially mark him. And it's back to work defensively for Jo Byrns. Again, it was 3rd and 6. Red Devils, though, jumped offside. Opened up a little more of the playbook. They go right back to the quarterback keeper here. And this time it's right up the middle. And McDougal just, I don't know how he's contorting his body there because he got 2, maybe 3 extra yards after first contact.
McDougal on the carry, brought down by a host.
And you hear our public address announcer says a host of Jo Byrns defenders. There was literally 10 bodies there. I think there was 1 loose cornerback. I think Luke Miller was the only player not in on the stop, and that was because his assignment pre-snap was so far away. 2nd and 3. From the 16. A little bit of a jet sweep motion here, but stopped in the backfield. Great surge up front. Great individual tackling right there by Caden Eskew, 6-foot junior defensive lineman. And that was textbook execution right up the middle. Not fooled by the man in motion. Instead of motioning behind, kind of on that traditional wing T look, they kind of just brought him straight across on a jet look. And Eskew was not fooled. Big number 44, Caden Eskew, with a great individual play. Can Jo Byrns make another stop? 2:45 to go. Jo Byrns led 7-0, but it's 12 unanswered for Whitwell here. The Tigers stay in the wing tee, driving left to right here in the second quarter. McDougal under center. Fakes to the left. Now it's going to scoot to his own right, and he is stretched. And he's out to the 15. That's going to be close to the sticks, but he's short. Bradley on the stop there. That's the senior linebacker, Chase Bradley, making the stop. Biggest play of the ball game, 4th and 1. Crowd comes to life here. Over in Cedar Hill. And if they were taking a long time to huddle, they are taking eons here. Well, I'm going to be shocked if we get a playoff, if we don't get a timeout. Yep, and there is a timeout. Big play coming up. Again, Whitwell gets the ball to start the second half. So if Jo Byrns can get a stop here, we got business to tend to. But if Whitwell can convert and maybe score, a big surge in this game is potentially looming. All of that is going to be on the other side of this timeout. Don't you dare touch those dials. We're back in 30 seconds. Brought to you all season long by our friends at the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. It's Main Street Preps Game of the Week coverage. 4th down after this.
When the arena lights dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person that will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's the person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to get you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
Fourth and 1, out of a timeout. Whitwell, man in motion to the left, man in motion back to the right. All of that to run up the middle and convert. McDougal picks up the first. From the 15. Jo Byrns needs a stop here. First and 10 from the 13. Minute 15 to go. Good hit up the middle, but unfortunately not wrapping up. Jo Byrns. You can hear a couple fans. Eskew had the initial contact, and Eskew, who had that great individual play earlier, he would have made another stop right at the line of scrimmage there. Didn't wrap up. That allowed McDougal to get closer downfield, or Harvey, beg pardon. 2nd and 1 from the 4. Harvey. This wing T is really starting to give the Red Devils problems. The clock is going to continue to run. Well, at least it was. They signal. There's all kinds of confusion. The officials signaled first down, but on the far sidelines, the stick said 4th down. Now they have everything squared away. The clock is running, 26 seconds. And Whitwell, oh my. Whitwell lines up to spike the ball. Someone on that line moved, or the ball moved. It might have been an illegal snap for a moment there. Either way, it's going to be a penalty against the Tigers here, 25.2. If Jo Byrns can come up with a stop here, Be a real Houdini-like effort. Because Whitwell, again, they had it 1st and goal from around the 2-yard line. They went to spike the ball. Now they've jumped back into the shotgun. There are only 2 shotgun attempts tonight. That pass is caught, but it's short of the goal line. 8 seconds, 7. And timeout is called by the Tigers. Scoreboard showing 5.8 on the clock. And that's their final timeout. So this is a real interesting situation ahead. .8 officially. Second time tonight that Whitwell has thrown the ball. Both times they've jumped out of the wing tee into the shotgun. They've completed both passes. The first was a touchdown. And with 5.8 seconds remaining, if you're a Tennessee Vols fan, you might be suffering from a little PTSD here. And Whitwell's going to line up and kick a field goal. Their first PAT attempt tonight was not a great effort. This is a low snap. This is a much better kick, and it's good.
And the field goal attempt is good.
Again, number 70, unfortunately, not on our roster. And that's how the half comes to a close. Not the greatest half after the start that Jo Byrns had, but only trailing 15-7. And it could have been a real adventure there on that field goal attempt. But Jo Byrns does see the kick go up and through the uprights. And so 15-7 is your score. Very entertaining first half. When we come back, we'll recap what we saw here in our opening 2 quarters. We'll also tell you guys what's going on across the rest of the state here on a chilly Thursday night. And we'll set the stage for what's to come tomorrow night across Main Street Preps land. All of that and much more coming your way. 15-7 at the break here on Main Street Preps Radio from Jo Byrns High School.
Step into the Lionel retail store at Opry Mills, Nashville, and you'll be captivated by all the magic of the 123-year history of Lionel trains. Whether you're already a train enthusiast or just getting started, Lionel will energize your love for trains. NASCAR fan? Come check out your local Lionel station to learn all there is to know about model trains and die-cast NASCAR collectibles. Visit nashville.lionel.com or call 615-455-9399.
Busy Bee, yeah, Busy Bee. If you need
Hold on, y'all, hold on. I need to make a call. Hey, this is Brianna with Busy Bee. I'm giving you a call to let you know your technician is on his way.
833.
Bee, oh, Busy Bee. Guys, not yet. Not yet.
Busy Bee, oh,
Busy already, Bee. Guys.
Call 775-7833.
When the arena lights dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person that will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's the person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to get you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
Timeout.
All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the TSSAA and the Tennessee Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
Being in Tennessee, we wanted to try to keep it as local as possible, so we have an entire section of our menu that is just dedicated to local whiskeys like Uncle Nearest, Jack Daniels, of course, George Dickel, Nelson Brothers, Greenbrier whiskey, and all of our taps are all local. From 2 o'clock until midnight, we've got food every day for you guys. A good handful of appetizers, some entrees, and a couple salads and things like that. My name is Ethan Kanata. Please come down and see us at the Pick Lobby Bar here at the Omni in Nashville.
Halftime here on Main Street Preps Radio. It is Whitwell leading Jo Byrns 15-7. This has been a wild first half, despite only 15-7 being your score, as Jo Byrns got off to a roaring start, going 63 yards for a touchdown, around 10 plays or so, chewed up nearly 5 minutes of game clock. Whitwell got the ball back, trailing 7-0. They march right down the field, closing out the first quarter. They scored twice. Two of those plays that they scored on were called back due to penalty. Third time was the charm, though. Their wing T offense, they abandon it, and they go for the shotgun approach, passing touchdown into the end zone. That made it 7-6. Jo Byrns, though, after that impressive opening drive, they have really struggled to move the football with that same level of consistency. 2 punts, and Whitwell has cashed in on their next 2 possessions. One was a touchdown, 2-point conversion, no good. So 7-12 was that score at that point. And then just moments ago, in a frenetic finish, burned their final timeout with 4.5 seconds left. They say, you know what, we don't want to risk anything. We're going to go ahead and attempt a short field goal, which they converted. So 15-7 is your score. This game has been as fun and as entertaining as we had hoped. And again, Whitwell and Jo Byrns are duking it out. John Michael Wicks had the opening touchdown for Jo Byrns on a 22-yard dime down the near sideline from his quarterback, Luke Miller. And on the ground, it has been an impressive showing for Whitwell from Adam McDougall, who, again, is kind of running the show as far as the wing T look. We saw Talon Beeson come in. He threw a touchdown to one of his senior wideouts, as it was Xander Morgan hauling that one in. And then that touchdown that came just a moment ago was from Goforth, which is just a great name for a runner, by the way. But Goforth puts it in. And then the short field goal by number 70. And I hate we don't have our roster. We'll see if we can track down who that is. But we're also going to track down some scores across the state of Tennessee. Only a few games. Only one other game by my count in Middle Tennessee. But we'll give you guys that. We'll give you a little bit more. And we'll get you prepped for the second half. All of that's coming your way here in just a matter of moments as halftime coverage rolls right along from Jo Byrns High School in our Main Street Preps Game of the Week. Back after this.
Step into the Lionel retail store at Opry Mills, Nashville, and you'll be captivated by all the magic of the 123-year history of Lionel trains. Whether you're already a train enthusiast or just getting started, Lionel will energize your love for trains. NASCAR fan? Come check out your local Lionel station to learn all there is to know about model trains and die-cast NASCAR collectibles. Visit nashville.lionel.com or call 615-455-9399.
Busy Bee, yeah, Busy Bee. If you need
Hold on, y'all, hold on. I need to make a call. Hey, this is Brianna with Busy Bee. I'm giving you a call to let you know your technician is on his way.
833.
Busy Bee. Guys, not yet. Not yet.
Busy Bee, oh,
Now I'm ready, guys.
Call 775-7
When the arena lights dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person that will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's the person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to get you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
Timeout.
All right! Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the TSSAA and the Tennessee Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
Being in Tennessee, we wanted to try to keep it as local as possible, so we have an entire section of our menu that is just dedicated to local whiskeys like Uncle Nearest, Jack Daniels, of course, George Dickel, Nelson Brothers, Greenbrier Whiskey, and all of our taps are all local. From 2 o'clock until midnight, we've got food every day for you guys. A good handful of appetizers, some entrees, and a couple salads and things like that. My name is Ethan Kanata. Please come down and see us at the Pick Lobby Bar here at the Omni in Nashville.
Back with you guys here in 1 minute as Main Street Prep's Game of the Week coverage rolls right along. 15-7, Whitwell leading the host Red Devils at Jo Byrns.
Deep in a forest at Nashville Zoo, new creatures here for you to view. Phantoms graced in black and white swing high in trees of dappled light. In rocky crags, tall and steep, small antelopes with nimble feet. A wise old man with beard of white, a sentry perched on stony height. Amidst it all, a hunter lies, with coat of gold and steely eyes. A new adventure just for you. Leopard Forest at Nashville Zoo. Open now.
If you want the latest in weather conditions, be sure to tune in to our Busy Bee Plumbing weather report each weekday on Mornings on Main Street. Brought to you, of course, by Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating and Air Conditioning. We will keep you updated on the latest conditions outside, like severe weather, heat, snow, rain, and even hail.
Back with you guys here on Main Street Prep's Game of the Week coverage. Wade Neely flying solo, second week, as our good friend Casey Patrick is on the mend. Our producer, Mark Rogers, he's always here. And our associate producer, our executive producer, Scott Stewart, is back in Giles County overseeing things. You know, we mentioned we wanted to make sure we got this game in tonight because even though it's a non-region game, it would be competitive, and we certainly have gotten that. 15-7, Whitwell leads Jo Byrns here at the break. Some other scores across the state of Tennessee, and then we'll get into the lone Middle Tennessee game of the night. Jellicoe at halftime leading Hancock County 25-6. Unicoi County on top of West Green 35-0. It's Oak Ridge 24, Farragut 7. South Pittsburgh all over. We mentioned South Pittsburgh will get Whitwell next week. They are trouncing Copper Basin 65-0. And the other game that we had an opportunity to broadcast, make of this what you will. We did Shelbyville a couple weeks ago versus Clarksville. Casey and Calvin White, brought you that game. Shelbyville's at home tonight and leading Hendersonville 21-0. So record-wise, a little bit of an upset perhaps. But so far tonight also, our game has been very entertaining again. 15-7 is your score. 72-0 I've now been reported. South Pittsburgh over Copper Basin. Call off the dogs, South Pitt. Come on now. As the Pirates, they lost their opener, but they've reeled off 7 straight wins, and again, they get Whitwell next week. We're going to take our final time out here at halftime. When we come back, it'll be second half action moments away. Come on back with us, folks. Wade Neely sitting in the saddle. Jo Byrns trailing Whitwell at the break 15-7.
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25-plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
What are you doing out there?
Come on!
I saw you at the game the other night. Yeah, you. Up there getting mad, acting like we're all out there making $1 million a game. Well, let me be real with you. This isn't the pros. It's school's play.
School sports fans, remember, when you cheer for your team, make noise for the right reasons. This message presented by the NFHS and the NIAAA.
And all student athletes in Tennessee.
Step into the Lionel retail store at Opry Mills, Nashville, and you'll be captivated by all the magic of the 123-year history of Lionel trains. Whether you're already a train enthusiast or just getting started, Lionel will energize your love for trains. NASCAR fan? Come check out your local Lionel station to learn all there is to know about model trains and die-cast NASCAR collectibles. Visit nashville.lionel.com or call 615-455-9399.
Being in Tennessee, we wanted to try to keep it as local as possible, so we have an entire section of our menu that is just dedicated to local whiskeys like Uncle Nearest, Jack Daniels, of course, George Dickel, Nelson Brothers, Greenbrier whiskey, and all of our taps are all local. From 2 o'clock until midnight, we've got food every day for you guys. A good handful of appetizers, some entrees, and a couple salads and things like that. My name is Ethan Kanata. Please come down and see us at the Pick Lobby Bar here at the Omni in Nashville.
halftime has concluded here. Wade Neely saying good evening. Hope everybody's doing well. For the first time, I don't care. Casey Patrick can call me out, folks. I've had to put my jacket on. Chip Walters, our good friend who joins us every Tuesday on Main Street Sports Today. Talked with him. You know, he said he's done being a hero as far as trying to brave the cold. I'm kind of in the same vein as Chip. I went ahead and put the jacket on for the second half here. It's going to be fun as we still got 2 good quarters to head here on Main Street Prep's Game of the Week coverage. Jo Byrns will kick it off. Whitwell's going to field it at around the 2. Big collision to open things up here. One thing we did want to mention as we get you back up and running here.
The ball will be spotted on the Tigers' 18-yard line, starting up 1st and 10.
As well, we were getting ready to mention something, but we got the ball spotted here, and we're ready to rock and roll. Resetting our table here. All right, now we're finally ready. I had to move a few items about the little insider baseball there. I had to move a few items around the scoreboard or the radio operation. Whitwell's not the I'm not the only one. Whitwell had a late substitution. They're going to have to take a penalty. Delay a game coming out of halftime. There was a young man that ran on super late. And you don't want to burn a timeout, I suppose. But you don't necessarily want to go backwards, and that's exactly what Whitwell does. 1st and 15 now from the 13. Staying with this wing tee look. Here's Harvey. Oh, man, he is met, though. About a yard or 2 behind the line of scrimmage. Forward progress will get him a little extra yardage. He got more than that. He got about 7 yards. I misspoke a moment ago. My brain kind of is slowly unthawing here after halftime. I apologize. Woody made the stop. And they put it out to the 22. 2nd and 7. Whitwell's got white tops and red bottoms on, and the ball's hit the deck. That's the 3rd time that Whitwell has lost control of the football. Both times hasn't come back to haunt them yet. One of them came on that touchdown, and the plane was broken, I think, so the touchdown was valid. But the ball did come loose. And then on the ensuing 2-point try, they actually did lose the ball. Fell on it, but were shy, so they didn't get the 2 points. That time, though, it was a pure fumble. It sets up 3rd and 8. Big early moment here in this second half. 10:25 to go. It's Whitwell 15, Jo Byrns 7. Toss, slant, completion. Short of the sticks. Whitwell doesn't even look like they're considering a punt, though. Let's check and see how close this is. They marked him down officially about 1.5 yards. Xander Morgan, who hauled in that touchdown earlier, looked like he caught it again. 3rd and 8, they picked up 7. Sets up 4th and 1. Now the punt unit finally does trot out on the field. And it's a low snap, but it skips right into the arms, and it's a fake. I'm not sure if it was designed or not. Out across the 30. And enough for the first down. Talon Beeson. I was just getting ready to make the comment. We're playing single-A football, so you got a lot of playmakers that are going both ways, and you also see, more often than not, a quarterback, a receiver, just an athletic kid that's playing your punt position as well, and that was the case with Beeson. And that ball skipped, and I mean it took a perfect little hop, a short hop, right into his hands. And so I can't say for sure if that was designed or not because of the skip. But if it was designed, kudos to Coach Kilgore and the staff. And if it was not designed, kudos to Beeson for recognizing it. Harvey on a give up the middle. Fresh set of downs from the 33. 8:54 to go in the second half now here. First quarter flew by. Just one possession for both teams. 4 yards on that carry for Harvey. We mentioned Whitwell walking into a hornet's nest, it sounds like, next week. Although, props to Copper Basin. South Pittsburgh was leading that game 72-0. It's 72-7. Kudos to Copper Basin there. Jo Byrns, meanwhile, with a trip over to Clay County next Thursday. Here's a tote by McDonald downfield, nearly stripping the football out at the very end of the play. Chase Bradley. And, you know, McDougal already had the first down. I kind of like what I saw there from Bradley. He knew that McDougal already had the first, and he wasn't really going any further. The tackle was pretty much secured, so why not try and rake the ball loose? Unable to do so, but I like the idea. Fresh set of downs here for Whitwell. From the 44. Tigers are moving left to right here in this third quarter. Tote up the middle. Harvey is stuffed. About 4 different players flying to the ball, but Bradley is in there. Also in on the play, number 72, Marcus Allen. Haven't called the defensive lineman's name a ton tonight. He's in the trenches there. 6'1". Whitwell slow to get in the play call here. Already taking a delay of game on this drive. 4th down. They end up rushing for the first down. That's extended it here. 2nd and 9. Man in motion to the left, and they're going to throw for it out of the wing T look. First time tonight, McDougal's got a man downfield. Incomplete. Great effort downfield to Morgan, but just over the outstretched fingertips. First time tonight that we've seen Whitwell throw for it out of the wing T look. They've jumped into the shotgun on 3 different times, completing all 3 passes. That looked pretty good from McDougal there. And now they're back in the shotgun, and now they got Beeson back there. Beeson, who already ran the fake punt for a first down. 3rd and 9. Slant. If he caught it, he's 5 yards shy. If he incomplete, it's going to be 4th and 9. And they say Morgan somehow caught that ball. You could make a real good argument that that was trapped. And now they're going to reverse and say, yeah, incomplete. Good job by the officials of getting together and kind of conferring there. One member of our chain crew on that far sideline wishes they would have decided that earlier before he ran and got the sticks adjusted. But, yeah, that would have made it 4th and 5 from the 50. And now it's going to be 4th and 9 from the 45. And if – let's see if Whitwell actually punts this ball. Again, it was a little bit of a low snap, and then Beeson picked it up and just took off. This is a much better snap. This is a real kick. And it's going to bounce at the 25, and, I mean, just flat out dies right there on the spot at the 25. Woody was back there, and he didn't want any part of a return there. And so 15-7 is your score. Jo Byrns going back to the end of the first half even. came up with the stop, forced the field goal, and then got the stop defensively. Took 2 fourth downs, but they got the punt. They take over 1st and 10 at their own 25. And again, their first drive of the night, folks, was electric. And it came in a formation like this. Out of the shotgun with twins to either side in the backfield, and they turn and hand off. Good looking extra move there from John Michael Wicks. Wicks picks up about 5 extra yards after that first little move. And a big first down here for the Red Devils. They looked cool, calm, collected. That's an 11-yard pickup. Cool, calm, collected on their first drive of the night. Drives 2 and 3 did not. Neither one of the bumpy drives looked as bad as this play, though. First real big negative play, we'll call it, as a loss of 3. Seconds up, 2nd and 13.
Pass from Jacob Miller. The play Woody is completed.
Woody hauls in a catch on 2nd and 13.
Gain of about 4.
About a 4-yard pickup there.
It'll make it 3rd and 8.
.440 to go. Whitwell, again, coming in with a 2-6 record, but 2-1 in region play. Screen pass on the way for Jo Byrns, and that one's blown up. If he caught it, he lost yards.
Pass from Miller is completed to Broxton, but it will be a loss of 3.
And Kavion Broxton did haul it in.
Jake Walker will come out onto the field to punt for the Red Devils.
So a punting situation.
As Adam McDougal is back deep for the Tigers.
.345 to go. Walker trots out to punt. And the way Whitwell has moved the ball and burned clock, Jo Byrns, as they punt this one away, this is the best punt of the night for Walker. Hauled in at the 35-yard line. As well as they moved the ball and burned clock, any points here that will make it a 2-possession game are really going to put the Red Devils in a bind here. But as it sits right now, 3:29 to go. We're still in the third quarter. It's 15-7. Nobody yet to crack the scoreboard here in the second half. I've been told that an announcer's jinx is in effect here if Whitwell goes for a deep pass or a deep touchdown. They did throw out of the wing tee on that last drive and had a big play there, but just overshot it. This time they go back to the ground. McDougal on the keeper to the left.
It'll make it about 2nd and 7.
Sets up 2nd and 7 here. Two good single-A squads. Good crowd on hand. Senior night for the Red Devils. This has been a fantastic night here. Week 10 on our Main Street Preps Game of the Week coverage. 2:50 to go. More on our Week 11 contest in a minute as McDougal calls his own number. Slowly, not very often tonight, but slowly we're seeing a little more of the misdirection here. Kind of some real things that you can do out of the wing tee. For the first two drives of the night, Whitwell was just hammering it. Run up the middle, quarterback sneak up the middle, run right, run left. Nothing too fancy. But that time, they faked the dive. And McDougal calls his own number and keeps it. This time up the middle. Absolutely swallowed up in the backfield. Good effort there. Jerem Bell's on the stop.
On the carry, brought down, stopped in the backfield by Jerem
Bellis.
That'll make it 2nd and 10.
There's a couple different players for both of our teams wearing new jerseys for tonight, but Jerem Bellis making the stop. 2nd and 10. Can you get another one here? And look out. McDougal faking to his left and running right up the middle. Kind of a little bit of a veer. And then darting between a couple defenders. There's a flag, though. Let's check this marker. A 51-yard touchdown for now. Whitwell's already seen 2 touchdowns taken off due to penalty. Is this a third? Yes, holding is the call.
There was a flag on the field, and it will be a holding against Whitwell.
Whitwell's going to be backed up, but more importantly, the points come off the board. 1:08 to go in the third. Whitwell nursing a 15-7 lead. As we play on here on this Thursday night in Robertson County, it's hanging in the balance there. And again, a team in Whitwell that can throw the ball has looked kind of comfortable throwing the ball, but they've really ran wing tee almost all night. Now we got another late penalty on the far sideline. And if that's a sideline warning, we've already seen one issued. Coaching staff for Whitwell, I don't know if that was Coach Kilgore or not on that far sideline. Someone was visibly upset with the official. And Coach Owen Kilgore, again, if that's a second sideline warning or a personal foul against the coach, and that's what the call is, unsportsmanlike against the Whitwell. So that adds 15 more. So just to kind of reset the stage here, it's 2nd and 32 from the 26. This will shock no one, but Whitwell will not stay in the wing tee. They go back to their shotgun package. Twins to either side in terms of receivers for Talon Beeson. And they give a run up the middle right into the waiting arms of the Jo Byrns interior line. And Marcus Allen makes the stop. There's a little confusion here. 40 seconds here in the third quarter. Whitwell with the ball, but it's 3rd and 32. 3rd and Adams, some are calling it maybe. And they might not. There's a lot of confusion now between the officials, both sidelines. They're close to a delay of game. Quarter's almost ended. Beeson finally gets a snap off. 3rd and forever. There's the slant yet again. Got to tackle if you're Jo Byrns, you do. Brought him down at the 40, which is still going to be about 4th and 20.
And at the end of your third quarter,
It's going to be 4th and 18 officially, and that is how the quarter will come to a close. Neither team able to put points on the board, but we've got a dandy of a fourth quarter ahead, folks. Jo Byrns, can the Red Devils get a stop here? Stay with us as we come back. Fourth quarter action coming your way in just a moment here on Main Street Prep's Game of the Week coverage, brought to you by our friends at the Tennessee Highway Safety Office and Delta Dental.
Deep in a forest at Nashville Zoo, new creatures here for you to view. Phantoms graced in black and white swing high in trees of dappled light. In rocky crags, tall and steep, small antelopes with nimble feet. A wise old man with beard of white, a sentry perched on stony height. Amidst it all, a hunter lies, with coat of gold and steely eyes. A new adventure just for you. Leopard Forest at Nashville Zoo. Open now.
If you want the latest in weather conditions, be sure to tune in to our Busy Bee Plumbing weather report each weekday on Mornings on Main Street. Brought to you, of course, by Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating and Air Conditioning. We will keep you updated on the latest conditions outside, like severe weather, heat, snow, rain, and even hail.
Punts away. For those that have been with us, no score in the third quarter, so your halftime score 15-7 remains intact here. Whitwell had a touchdown that maybe would have put this game on ice, called back due to penalty. Tack that on plus a 15-yard personal foul against the coaching staff. They were unable to crawl out of that hole. That's the good news for Jo Byrns. The bad news is they didn't trust Whitwell not to maybe, from some antics on fourth down, they didn't have a return man back. The ball rolled all the way to the 15-yard line on the punt. So 85 yards to go for Whitwell, who needs a 2-point conversion to get back in this game. Good-looking carry on 1st and 10. Pickup of about 5. There's a penalty marker down.
the call will be holding against the Red Devils.
Holding against Jo Byrns here. The three touchdowns that have been called back for Whitwell have been costly, but there have been some other major penalties. Jo Byrns has kind of fell victim to that here. They had 3 offsides early in this game. Who knows how Whitwell's drives would have ended, but they certainly helped them out. 1st and 15 now. Man in motion. They're going to give on a sweep, stripped nearly in the backfield. That is a big-time stop. French, the speedster, came flying up there from his linebacker position. Read that play beautifully. And Jo Byrns is going backwards yet again. That will also cost them a down. 5-yard loss sets up 2nd and 20. Going to throw from the end zone. Pocket those breaking down. Got to get rid of it. Are they going to credit that as a pass? Smacked in the end zone as the pocket finally collapsed. Jo Byrns at the absolute last second was able to get a pass away in the end zone, avoiding a safety. It was close to being in the grasp or close to being grounding territory. But the pass was ruled incomplete, so it'll be 3rd and 20. But we got an injured Red Devil in the end zone here. And you hope that Luke Miller's okay. Again, it's a non-region game. You might see these guys again, but you still got a big one next week against Clay County. Both teams close it out with region play next week. I mentioned, folks, we usually at halftime get into this, and sometimes at the end of the game. But I'll put the rumors to rest. We will not be announcing our Main Street Preps Game of the Week location until early next week because there are a boatload of Thursday games to choose from next week. And we're going to try and find the most impactful one we can. Maybe get to a school we hadn't been to yet, kind of like the folks here, Coach Atkins and everybody taking good care of us at Jo Byrns tonight. From their own end zone, practically, Jo Byrns on 3rd and 20. Don't get even to the original line of scrimmage, but you do give a little more breathing room for Walker, who doesn't have to punt from deep in his own end zone. He'll stand about 1.5 yards deep. Actually, he's going to stand right at the goal line. McDougal stands at his 45. Walker's leg is well documented. That's in the field goal kicking department. His punting, this is almost more of a rugby style. And this is fielded by McDougal, and he does not call for a fair catch. That was a risky grab, kind of pinning it up against his shoulder pad / helmet there. He does bring it in. And that daring effort does give him about 5 extra yards out to the 35. So 9:36 to play. A touchdown, a field goal really put Jo Byrns up against it here. If you can get a stop, if you can get a turnover, you got new life. Their first drive tonight was outstanding, but it's been frustration ever since. Whitwell's moved the ball pretty consistently. Only have 15 points to show for it, though. The man in motion goes left to right. McDougal wiggles to his right. Shades of the Air Force Navy-style offense for those that are familiar with Service Academy football there. And McDougal picks up about 6. McDougal had a 51-yard touchdown that was wiped off on their last drive. There's no flags here. He's brought down at the 30. Ball on the far side of hash. Whitwell will move right to left here in this quarter. Yeah, and Whitwell is just bleeding the clock here. I know there's still 8:45 to go, but they are really milking it. Man in motion toward the right again. Dive up the middle. Harvey needed 5, picked up about 6.5 for the first down. And every first down not only gets them closer out to the 24, but also bleeds at least another minute or 2 off the clock. Good to see Luke Miller back out on the field. He still looks a little uncomfortable out there, but he trots out at a defensive back position. Basically 11 men in the box here, stuffed up the middle. Leonel Valdez in on the stop. Good to see big number 76. 5'8" Leonel Valdez. Leonel listed at 250 pounds. 300, excuse me. Not sure how that math checks out, but he's a big kid out there clogging the lanes up the middle. And that is a big stop. 7:27 to go. You get the feeling Whitwell will probably go for this if you can force them. And there's another stuff. Ball nearly popped loose. Yates on the carry. Eskew, who had a good stop earlier, makes another good one here. $6:50 to go. And Whitwell may be going to think about a timeout. Just kidding. I was kind of thrown for a loop. It was a brief official stoppage. Thanks to Mr. Chris Stewart, PA announcer, clarifying that there. That pass, they're going to throw for it on 3rd and 11. That one's incomplete. 6:35 to go now. And the point I was going to make a moment ago is they were probably going to go for this, but they're out of their field goal range. Well, they're out of their traditional field goal range. They send out a new kicker. This is about a 42-yard attempt here. This seems like a fake, but it's a real kick, and it's low, if not blocked. I got a lot of questions about what we just saw right there. Spencer Lane, who looked like he had a good leg, but he has not kicked either of the previous tries tonight. And so the missed field goal, and that ball did not get into the end zone. And so it's brought out to the 20.
6.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. We need the fans to get
6:30 to go. Just shy of the midway mark here of the fourth quarter. Can Jo Byrns produce some magic like we saw in their opening drive of the night? Remember, Miller was banged up on that last drive offensively. Woody will take the keeper to begin this drive.
They'll make it 2nd and 6.
And with Whitwell's run-heavy offense and ability to just get enough for first downs here and there, you think this might be your only realistic last chance offensively here. Can you string something together? Nice little stretch play to the right. Good job, very patient run for John Michael Wicks. Needed 6, got 7. And we have an injured player down for Jo Byrns. Tough for us to see who that is. We're going to step aside for an injury timeout. It's our final timeout due to injury here with 5:38 to go in this ball game. 15-7. Jo Byrns trailing, but with the football. Back after this on Main Street Preps Radio.
Deep in a forest at Nashville Zoo, new creatures here for you to view. Phantoms graced in black and white swing high in trees of dappled light. In rocky crags, tall and steep, small antelopes with nimble feet. A wise old man with beard of white, a sentry perched on stony height. Amidst it all, a hunter lies, with coat of gold and steely eyes. A new adventure just for you. Leopard Forest at Nashville Zoo. Open now.
If you want the latest in weather conditions, be sure to tune in to our Busy Bee Plumbing weather report each weekday on Mornings on Main Street. Brought to you, of course, by Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. We will keep you updated on the latest conditions outside, like severe weather, heat, snow, rain, and even hail.
Second and 10. Clay Woody in at quarterback. He did throw a pass just now out of that timeout. We had a quick injury. Ill-fated 1 minute timeout there as the young man immediately popped back up and is off to the sideline. Second and 10, though, and Jo Byrns going to run to the left. Looked like a cramp a moment ago, and there's a young man down for Jo Byrns. Looked like it was a small cramp right there, but he's up. Woody comes out for a snap. Junior Cathy's going to come in. This is 3rd and 8. There's only 4:40 to go in this game. If you don't convert here, Whitwell can't run the clock out, but you're going to have to play perfect football down the stretch. Out of the gun. Designed run to the right. Hole was there briefly, but it's going to close just as quickly. Wicks carries.
That'll bring up 4th and 7 for the Red Devils.
4th and 7. And the offense is going to stay on the field. 3:50 to go. Biggest play of the game. Can the Red Devils convert? They need the 42. Out of the gun. Right at the sticks, and I believe hauled in for the first down. Wicks takes a vicious hit on the sidelines, but hangs on, and that is a massive first down. Keeping the drive and maybe keeping the game alive here. Wicks took a big shot on the sideline, but held on, kept his feet planted. First down. 3:15 to go. It's 15-7. Jo Byrns led this game, but 15 unanswered by Whitwell. Out of the gun. Twins to either side. Here's a tote right up the middle. Big lick. Still on his feet. As Kavion Broxton just trucked a defender about 12 yards downfield. That gave him an extra 2 or 3. And Jo Byrns on the move here. 2:50 to go. And we got a timeout. And waiting to see, it's Whitwell that's going to call a timeout.
Called by the Tigers. That is their first of the half.
Whitwell takes its first timeout. Second timeout.
Their second timeout of the half.
We mentioned Whitwell goes to South Pittsburgh next week. South Pittsburgh took offense to Copper Basin's touchdown a moment ago. They now lead 79-7. It was 72-7. Shelbyville still hanging on, leading Hendersonville 21-0. That's the only other game in the mid-state tonight. We mentioned next week a boatload of games. Hoping to get Casey Patrick back with us. We might have to go into the bullpen. Executive producer Scott Stewart might be called into duty with yours truly next Thursday night. A big night of high school football. A lot of teams. Final region games next week. Jo Byrns got all 3 timeouts. 2:48 to go. Just beyond midfield. Kind of an option look out of the shotgun. I love the play design here. 235. Jagger Gilliam brings him down. He picked up about 6 yards. Second and 4 from the 37. That was a little bit of a new look in the offensive play call there. Again, receiver split to the left and right. 2 in the backfield. Here's a give to Broxton. Shedding one man, shedding another. Brought down to the 27. Now with 2:08 to play, that's a new set of downs. But what you are doing here, even though you got 3 timeouts, this is basically shaping up to be a do-or-die drive for Jo Byrns. You're going to need the touchdown. You're going to need the 2-point conversion. But there is a path with 1:40 to go. Driving left to right. Give. Out toward the right. And brought down just before he goes out of bounds is John Michael Wicks. Wicks is wearing the Guardian cap, and it about got ripped off right there. Sets up 2nd and 4 with 3 timeouts. And with only 1:20 to go, this is your final drive. A little bit of a high snap here, but it leads to some misdirection. Clay Woody wanted to go left. High snap, though, and he audibles and goes to his right.
Clay Woody on the keeper was brought down by Gabe Ross.
Worked out to his benefit. Jo Byrns takes its first timeout. 59.3. With 2 timeouts, you're at the 23 of Whitwell. With 2 timeouts, you're in prime position here. Don't have to rush things. And you got quite a few different options in your playbook.
Coming back to the field with just under a minute left. 3rd and 2. We need to get loud.
Crowd on its feet as they go with Woody to the left. He's brought down. He's going to lose about a yard. Or, excuse me, gain about a half yard. But it sets up 4th down. And timeout quickly taken by Jo Byrns. Their second. This is going to be 4th and 1 at the 20. What more could you ask for on a Thursday night? Late October. Non-region game that feels like a playoff contest. Seen a little bit of everything. We saw a lot of points early. Saw the defenses take hold here in the second half. Jo Byrns has not found the end zone since the 7-minute mark of the first quarter. Whitwell has scored 3 different touchdowns tonight that have all been called back due to penalty, including one a moment ago that would have put this game on ice. But all of that has brought us to this. 4th and 1 from the 20. The ball's on the far side of hash. Woody is in at quarterback. Has Broxton to his right. Takes the snap. Hands to his left back. And needing one, oh my, stood up and I think dropped. John Michael Wicks tried to carry to his right. They had a wide play design there on 4th and 1. And had quite a bit of personnel over there, but Wicks just could not cut up field and get the yardage needed. And so with 41.5, you only got 1 timeout. Praying for a turnover. Whitwell takes over at its own 20. And unless you get a botch snap here on a couple kneel downs, Jo Byrns is going to come up snake bit tonight. Five and 3 overall, 2-0 in region play. But the first knee and a timeout. Shaping up to be a tough senior night here. And again, not a region loss, a game of massive importance next week at Clay County. Win that one. Won't really remember this one as much. But this does likely snap a 2-game win streak. They defeated Red Boiling Springs and Innovation Academy 62-0, 49-0. And one more kneel down will probably get Whitwell out of here. And that is how this one will come to a close. No scoring in the second half. Defenses took hold on a chilly night here in Robertson County. Senior night is unkind to Jo Byrns. Whitwell with a nice road victory. They improved to 3-6. Jo Byrns falls to 5-4. Hats off to both of our teams. Thanks to all of our friends and staff here at Jo Byrns High School. Our folks in Robertson County went above and beyond for us. We had to audible a little bit this week due to some TSSAA volleyball state tournament coverage, and they immediately moved some mountains for us to be here tonight. And we sincerely say thank you to them and to both of our teams. And again, if you missed any of our broadcasts, make sure you check us out. If you're not already subscribed or downloaded the Main Street Media TV app, be sure and check that out. You can find all of our coverage there. We encourage you. Calvin White and yours truly will break some of this game down and others tomorrow on our 2 p.m. edition of Main Street Sports Today. And then we will get you out to your football Friday nights. It's going to be a fun weekend, folks, as we start week number 10 of the high school football season here on Main Street Preps Radio. It's a 15-7 victory for Whitwell up at Jo Byrns. For our producer, Mark Rogers, our executive producer, Scott Stewart, Casey Patrick on the mend, we're thinking about you, brother. Make a safe and speedy recovery. I hope you're back with us next week. I'm Wade Neely saying so long. We'll see you next time. 15-7 a final as Whitwell knocks off Jo Byrns.